All right. Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, everyone? It is D Dunn here. I am the average gaming dad. We're back on Rockies franchise, about to start year two. So I had actually fired up the stream about an hour ago. And then come to find out, I didn't actually save after my last live stream. So I just did a power a power off season. I went through the old video to try to make sure that I was signing the right players and trying to duplicate the effort that I put in as much as possible, or at least trying to duplicate it to get the same results as I did last time. I do also want to put out there that I'm not having a great week this week. I'm really, I have a lot of feelings about the results of the election this week. And then I also lost one of my close family members um, yesterday. So I'm hoping that playing some games and live streaming, playing some video games will help brighten my mood and also distract because I'm hurting a little bit. But um, so yeah, let's hope we have some good games. I was a little frustrated to also see I hadn't saved my game. I think what happened was is I let it uh, after I was done, I stepped away and I think my PlayStation went into like power save mode or something, and I just completely forgot. But yeah, so let's recap. This won't be exactly like the recap that we had, obviously, in the last episode. And there were some new developments, some new changes. But the core is still there, a lot of the same guys, but we went out, we made some moves. We also made some trades. We got some trade offers that were actually really intriguing by the computer, which you don't normally get, but we actually got some good ones. So the first one being Zach Eflin. We traded for Zach Eflin. There was a whole, I actually ended up coming down. There was a whole bunch of like these super young, I'm assuming, rookie free agents that were just sitting in the free agency pool. They're young. They're not developed very well, right? They're in the 50s and low 60s, so they have a long way to go, but they have high potential, and you never really know what can kind of come out of these guys. So I thought we signed them. We needed some depth, so we revamped the farm system a little bit in that way. But we had a number of like C potential guys that were sitting in like that were younger, sitting in the C potential. They're around like 25-ish, plus or minus a few years. So we bundled some of those trades because we had something like 28 pitchers or something. We ended up getting out of that deal Zach Eflin and Casey Mize. Those were two trades that we made. So two new starters in the rotation, both fairly young. I mean, Casey Mize is only 26, Eflin's 29. Not the best years as of late, but his ratings look solid and certainly an improvement over a 26-year-old C potential that's probably never going to see the MLB level. We also signed Jordan Montgomery in free agency. That was a duplicate move from the unsaved file. And then we also got a deal for Andrew Painter from the Phillies. So there's a young budding star, 20 years old, 74 overall with A potential. We traded Chris Flexen, one of our starting pitchers, as well as a 18-year-old A potential third baseman that I again had found in free agency, just sitting there. So my thought process on that is we are going to need pitching sooner than a third baseman because we do have a lot of players to rotate in the infield. So we potentially lose out on in an infield talent that maybe makes a difference in the future. But other than that, I like it. We also signed, I think there was someone else in here, but maybe not. I think that was maybe it. So the big ones are Zach Eflin, Jordan Montgomery, Casey Mize. Our three top starting pitchers are all new this year. Um, and yeah, I like it. I like where we're at there. Relief pitchers, so we have Gene Larkin, We drafted him last year, even though he looks like he's 50, he's only 19. Out of my home state of Missouri, he is our highest rated reliever, which is a little concerning because we were unable to really lock down any relief pitching out of free agency. There just weren't many options, except unless guys that were, 33, 35 years old. And I don't want to overpay for that. So, but there was so many of these closing pitchers, again, like younger guys that were just sitting there in free agency. So we picked them up, and they'll probably uh, help relieve the bullpen a little bit. Um, and also, like, we have just so many different options for closing pitcher. One of these guys is sure to develop into someone reliable. Everything else, I think, was pretty much the same as far as free agents. I think there was maybe one or two that we were unable to get this time, but the big ones were center fielders Adam Duvall and Harrison Bader. Those were two guys that we went after in free agency, just because I felt like our outfielders were kind of lacking a little bit, especially for defense. So we get a little bit better defensively. We also add some lefty contact and some much needed power. Now, Adam Duvall, he's 35. We signed him to just a 2-year deal, $11 million. So, it's definitely a stopgap solution. We need to focus on the draft, on position players. We also have, again, just a number of free agents that were not signed after the draft that we managed to pick up. Obviously, 49 overall, 54 overall, 48 overall. These guys have a long way to go before they're MLB ready, but they have high potential, so we expect them to progress quickly, and they could be the future. So, that is the recap. A little unfortunate that I lost the save file, but we're pretty much exactly where we were at the end of last episode. So we're going to go ahead and sim to the regular season and get the first couple games of season number 2 out of the way. But I want to sim to like the second to last day. Just auto fix the lineups for spring training. Go. So not a super successful spring training, losing 0-9 to the Cubbies, losing 0-10 to San Diego, but it is just spring training. We don't put too much into that. We finished 9-15, it looks like, or close there. All right, so now we have to go and set up our roster. Let's see. I think, yeah, I'm actually okay with this. We'll have Andrew Painter down at AAA. I think it's time to move Dollander. We'll start him in AA. So we'll have these top 4 guys, and then let's see. We'll send Senzatella down to AAA. Why does it want me to have like 9 starting pitchers? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then these guys will go down to AAA. Okay. Gene Larkin's going to start in AA. I just don't think. I think we'd be hard pressed to send him right into the major league level. All right, we'll get Lucas Gilbreth on the 40-man. Get him on the MLB roster. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably good. The rest of these guys go down to AAA. Let's see. Toglia, Castro at first. I don't think we actually need either one of these guys at first, but we'll see. So Trejo plays second, third, short. I'm actually okay with Castro. Let's see what other moves. I think both of these guys are going to start in AAA. Because we do have so many outfielders. Now, some of these guys are going to come in and play the infield. Doyle can go down to AAA. Daza, Bader, Duvall, Nolan Jones, Chris Bryant, Zach Veen will go from single A to double A this year. Okay. So, and then we have some moves. So, all right, so let's go ahead and sim this last day of spring training, and now we're at the regular season. So, some big improvements. We went, well, relatively big improvements. Pitching improved a lot. Our contact and defense stayed about the same. Our power went up from like 29th to 18th. And so our overall rank, I think, goes from like 28th to 25th. So not huge, mostly because of pitching. You know, that was a struggle last year. We're still better than we were last year in terms of talent. So we just kind of have to hope that those guys perform well. Let's double check to make sure that we have the right roster set. All right, so AAA needs a lot of help. So starting pitching, we have Eflin, Montgomery, Mize, Marquez, Lambert, and Gomber. All right, so AAA will be Painter, Sensatella. There's 2, 3, 4. That'll be 5. Mears will not be at the... He'll be AAA. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double A guys. A lot of young guys down in single A. They'll get to improve. All right, and then relief pitching. So Larkin, again, he'll start in double A. We have 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 AAA. And then 1, 2. 3, 4 double A. Now these guys, I think we'll use to help fill out the AAA bullpen. Okay, with him being at single A, double A, double A. Okay. Catching, so we have Elias Diaz, Drew Romo will be the backup. Servan and Willie McCaver. McGyver. What a cool name. Okay. First base. So we actually do have a spot available. Move some of these infielders up. Okay. need more AAA guys. We need some outfielders in AA, which we do have. Okay, so they're a little short. But all in all, I think we have our rosters set. Let's set our lineups and rotations. So Eflin, Montgomery, Mize, Marquez, and Lambert. Gomber will be our lawn relief. Let's see. We had Justin Lawrence ended as our closer last year, so we'll put him in there. Let's see. We'll put Jackson in lawn relief. We do need a righty lawn reliever. Let's put Matt Koch there. I think he also served a little bit of time as a setup closer guy. Okay. Now AAA will get filled out a lot more once a couple guys clear waivers. But this will be okay to get us started. And they'll have a fifth man in the rotation. Okay. Let's switch one of these guys out for a righty. Okay, so that looks good. All right, and then our lineups. I do like Jonathan Daza leading off. He was really good in that role last year. And then Harold Castro's definitely got to be a bench guy. I think Nolan Jones. Let's see. Who do we really want here? I think Harrison Bader is a no-doubter. We signed him for a reason. Let's see. Let's put him in right. Actually, we'll put him in center. Duval in right. And then Nolan Jones can play first. McMahon at second. Brendan Rodgers at third. And then wait a second. Where is our face of the franchise? And why am I blanking on his name? I'm having a huge brain fart here. Having a huge brain fart. Holy. He just retired this last year. Why can I not remember his name? He's on recent retired players. I'm gonna know this name as soon as I see it. I'm just having a big brain fart. I'm sorry. Charlie Blackmon. Yes. What happened to Charlie Blackmon? Holy, how do I forget Charlie Blackmon? Last name. No. We lost Charlie Blackmon? What happened? He must have not accepted the contract I offered. Oh no, Charlie Blackmon's gone. To the Giants, no less. Oh, oh, brother. I'm so sad I let you go. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, right? After a season, he did retire, so he's not with us anymore, but oh, that's tough. I guess I could trade for him, but that sucks. So our first year, I mean, it's bound to happen eventually, our first year without Charlie Blackmon. I'm just not a fan of that. I feel really bad. All right. So then DHing, who do we put here? I guess Harold Castro is going to be our DH, which is kind of depressing to say. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm a little upset that I didn't see that, but it is what it is. All right. So we will have Jonathan Daza leading off, and then Elias Diaz, Daza, Diaz, and then Adam Duvall will be our third. Nolan Jones at the 4 spot. Then Ryan McMahon. And then we'll go Brendan Rodgers. Castro, Bader, Tovar. Okay. That works, I guess. Versus lefties. Let's see. So Daza and left. He will lead off, and then yeah, we still struggle against lefties, don't we? That's something we need to improve with. All right, so we'll go Jonathan Daza, Harrison Bader, then Nolan Jones, Adam Duvall, Brendan Rodgers, Bryant Tover, Elias Diaz, and Michael Toglia. Do we really want to sit McMahon versus lefties? Maybe just a start to see how he does. Okay, so not as good versus lefties, but we work with it. All right. So we finally got that out of the way. Let's get to the month of April. Of course, we do our one inter-division game, one out-of-division game. And I think let's start by taking on the Diamondbacks at home, and then I think we'll go out to St. Louis. I always like playing at Busch Stadium. I'm from Missouri. I have memories of there in real life, so I always enjoy that. Let's just auto-fix the lineups. Ooh, yep, of course, scouting. Let me just double-check those AAA lineups. Sometimes it likes to put people in funky positions that they don't actually play. And I also want to make sure, Warming Bernabel, what a name. Third base, they have him playing catcher when we have two catchers. So that is why we check. And then just want to make sure that there's no okay, so that's fine. And then versus lefties, want to make sure, do we have an actual catcher playing catcher? No, we don't. Why? I don't know. I really don't know why the game does that. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. All right, so there's that. Make sure the rest of these guys can actually play the position that they're assigned. It looks like that is the case. Okay. So now we have our scouts. Scouting is huge, and it's actually a part of the game that I really enjoy doing. So last year we drafted all pitching. And I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. So I'm just going to have one pitching scout, one position player scout, and then one discovery guy. Okay. So I need to find someone. Let's see. So our third one here, Alberto Gonzalez, he can be our pitching scout. Todd Thurston will be our position player scout. And so we'll replace Travis McCormick with someone who has very high discovery, Freddie Andino. Also save us about $10,000. Okay. I like that a lot. So this is what we'll do. Set up our scouting here. So we're going to do, let's see, this is going to be our pitching scout. So we're going to scout. We really need relief pitching. So let's go relief pitching, international relief pitching to start. We're going to set our discovery scout for pitching internationally. That way any relief pitchers that are discovered will be automatically scouted. And then for our position scout, we're just going to start we'll start looking at prospects here. So what is a need for us besides everything? Catching, so we have the 10th pick in the draft, and you can't miss, right? You cannot miss it with a top 10 pick, ideally. So I'm looking for someone like Matthew Takatsu, 19 years old. Looks like he could be pretty incredible. Now, does he fall to number... We have him at 8. Does he fall to 10? Maybe. I think he's definitely worth a look. So he will be our number 1. Discovery will be 3. And then positional needs. We'll start with relief pitching. And then we'll just assign random ones. I really do need to find a catcher. And we do need like first, third. Okay, so I'm okay with all that. All right. So there's our scouting plan for week number 1. We're actually 3-0. So we swept or have won 3 out of the 4 of the first games with the Giants. Love to see that. And now we're 4-0. How about that? So like I said, we'll play Diamondbacks first. And I would like to pitch here with our newly acquired Zach Eflin. We'll do an overcast day instead of a rainy day. And here we go. Zach Eflin, our first look at him. He had an amazing starting game. Didn't get the win, but a 2.84 ERA to start. Adam Duvall's already tired. Poor guy. He is old. I really want to play with him, but we still have the rest of the season. So let's go ahead. We'll get Chris Bryant out and right, and at third we'll have Alan Trejo. Those guys get a rest. Let's move these guys down a little bit. Yep. Yeah, I think that all works. All right, so we're 5-0. I mean, it's still super early in the season. So, obviously, a hot start, it doesn't mean anything for the rest of the season, but it's better than not, right? Better than having a 0-5 start. All right, so here we go.
Afternoon for Arizona, the designated hitter.
All right, so Zach Eflin here.
Outside, that's a ball.
Let's take a look. 80 stamina, which is really good. Really high walk per 9 rate. Really good break velocity. 5-pitch mix. I think we can be really excited about having Zach Eflin on the team.
1 ball, 1 strike.
I love having a sinker baller. Someone who can...
1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, get soft contact. Someone you call in to get double plays. May not be the highest rated guy, but I think he's going to be solid here. Weak ground ball to Trejo, delivers to Nolan Jones at first.
Batting third, the first baseman, Christian Walker.
We got a quick 5 pitches and 2 outs.
0-1's the count.
Christian Walker having a tough start to the season. .63 average, but gets on base there. It's a sharp single past second base.
Edwin Rios.
And that is okay. Leaving a sinker up that high is not okay, though, Eflin. Let's keep that low. We do. Bryant is under it. And that's going to get us out of the first. So pretty good. We allowed one hit in the first inning, but otherwise pretty expeditious pitching there. We got through the inning quickly. And now we get to face off against Zach Gallen.
Nope, that's a ball.
He's got a four-seam, a knuckle curve, a cutter, a change, and a slider. Be looking, of course, to that was the swing we needed to take there. But looking for the fastballs. That one low in the zone. Definitely hittable a little bit early. Maybe missed out on an opportunity. With that changeup, we get a first pitch swing there. Fastball high and inside, a little late on it. And Elias Diaz is sat down. And now Nolan Jones. He has all the hitting stats. And he hasn't been bad. But given his ratings, we expected him to be better last year. He's going to pull this one down the third baseline, but not enough power on it, a little bit under it as well. And so he'll get sat down. Pretty quick inning. We're facing a good pitcher here. We have some of our bench bats in, so maybe we won't be as productive, but certainly hope that's not the case. Our first home game of the season. Give these home fans something to be excited about. Beautiful curve there. Holy, let's see that again. Absolutely dotted low and inside. Really working the inside of the plate here. But so far, absolutely cruising through this lineup.
Ball. One ball.
Really close one there. And that sweeping curve feels good. I feel like that might be a good put-away pitch. And they're going to get another two-out single here. Just blooped down to right field. It's okay. Not too concerned. Uh-oh. A little bit of a concern now. That one high off the center field wall. That's actually going to end up being an RBI. That throw gets away from him.
The left fielder, Jace.
So Willie Adams gets the sinker middle of the plate. Got left up a little bit. And he hit a nice ball. Defense wasn't amazing in that spot.
Ball inside.
Wasn't really able to get out there in time. Never really had a chance to glove it, but so Arizona strikes first, gets a quick 1-0 lead here in the second. A little unfortunate, but it's still early.
Leading off for the Rockies, the second baseman, Ryan McMahon.
All right, Ryan. Big power bat there. Were we late on that? Wow, we were. That 96 came pretty quick. There we go. 113 off the bat from Ryan McMahon. McMahon? Yeah.
The right
So that's encouraging. Nice little perfect to get us started.
Ryan.
Fastball low in the zone. All right, quick 0-2 count. That one right on the black. Let's see if we get challenged here. We do, and we just go right through the slider very early. Okay. I didn't think we were that early, but apparently so. Alan Trejo gives this one a ride, but ultimately is only warning track power. Good pitch to take a rip at. That 6-mile-an-hour wind, I think, just robbed of us a home run. And now Harold Castro, our only hope to keep this inning alive. Uh-oh. We got a pass ball. Not sure what. It must have bounced off the pitcher's chest plate or something. Rolls off to the left. Advances the runner, so we now have a runner in scoring position. And we got a ball out to the gap, but it's not able to hit grass. Not a bad take there, but unfortunately, no damage. Leave a runner stranded. And now back up to the top of the order for the Diamondbacks. They managed to scratch across one run in last inning with 2 outs. Let's hope we can limit him here.
Ball.
Overall, I've been pretty happy with Eflin's performance. I know, of course, obviously we gave up the run, but all in all, hasn't been missing a ton of pitches and missing a ton of locations. Has gotten some weak contact.
That's ball 2.
I think I'd like to see some more swing and miss stuff, though. Been relying. Look at that. Like that. Sweeping curve is effective. But for the most part, it's just been soft grounders that have kind of gotten us our outs. And those high fastballs should set up the sweeping curve pretty well. And there we go. So 2 strikeouts in that inning. That's what I like to see a little bit more of. I know Eflin's not exactly like a super high strikeout guy, more of a pitch to contact.
Leading off for the Rockies, the center fielder, Harrison
But
Bader.
Counts 1-0.
would definitely like to improve that. Now we got Harrison Bader up to bat. I'm right with taking some pitches here and there. That one we got to punish. All over it, but just a little bit early. Just a little bit early.
Count full.
All right, working a full count here.
Ball 4.
Got a little bit lucky on that one.
For the Rockies,
I mean, that is right on the black. That's a 50-50 ball.
go ball.
But that is baseball. Really early on that slider, weren't we? Yeah, way, way out in front.
That's a ball. That's in.
All right.
2.
Gallen maybe starting to miss a little bit. Be nice to work that pitch count up. That might be a double play.
Got him. That's an out.
Oh,
Now batting,
Tovar.
the left fielder.
Just a soft grounder right back up the middle. Not hard. Good timing, too. Slider a few inches in the zone. That's when you really got to connect with. Guess one of the downsides of, having some of your bench bats in. That slider's good, man. Definitely looks, like that's 90 and that felt like 80. There's another soft ground ball. Just not able to drive anything today. We're getting decent timing. We're getting some good pitch to swing at.
Off the plate, ball 1.
We're just not able to connect and drive. That's all right. Still got half this baseball game left. I don't think we're in any danger yet.
That's a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See if we can continue to work this sweeping curve. Gets absolutely brutalized. Luckily that was foul. Let's go to the changeup. We haven't thrown that, I don't think, at all. Good contact made, but luckily we do have good defensive players. Might not be the most effective at hitting home runs, decent contact, but the team as it stands right now is definitely more of that contact, playing small ball,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
and playing good defense. Go back to the changeup here.
Ball, that's down.
There we go. So the sweeping curve has gotten a number of strikeouts. I think 3 so far.
Fletcher.
All of them swing and misses too. So we're definitely going to be relying on that pitch.
Ball.
Good Lord. That was a perfect there on the low fastball, but ultimately it's just a really loud out. Barely gets to the warning track. And there's another effective inning. Still held to one run, but we only have 1 hit.
Ball.
Heading into the 4th. I'd like to see a little bit better production than that.
That's ball 2. 2-0.
I'm okay with taking that one.
1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike.
We need base runners.
Count full.
All right, fight off a cutter there just a little bit early on it. And then a little bit late on the fastball. And we work a walk. I will take that.
Leading off.
Now we're hitting the middle of our lineup. We got Nolan Jones. Opportunity here to do some damage with no outs and 1 on. Gallen hasn't been exactly pinpoint, but a good pitch there. Wow.
One ball.
Really early on that changeup. Says 86. It feels a lot slower than that. Oh, and that's a ball you got to rip, and he does. Nolan Jones shoots this one down the third base line. That should be a double. They're sending the runner home. He's going to be out by a mile. Oh.
Up next for Colorado, the second baseman, Ryan.
Third base coach sends Elias Diaz, our like 35-year-old catcher, tries to take him from first to third. Okay. I don't know what the fuck we're doing there. But McMahon has serious power. Led the team in home runs last year. And that one is actually going to get by third baseman. Would have liked for Nolan Jones to advance as a runner there, but reached out there. Probably, obviously not the best pitch to take a rip at, but we still get on. And now Chris Bryant with a chance to hopefully do some damage. We are still not able to get that slider. Way too early. We find ourselves in an 0-2 count. Okay. Really struggling on these off-speed pitches with timing them up. Man, look at those. All on the black except for the one. Zach Gallen's really pinpoint this time. And now we're just flailing to protect. Okay, check swing there. At least if one thing, we're working the pitch count up. That one's tough. I don't mind the take in that spot. It's a close pitch. It's a really good pitch. Oh, please land. I was going to say, better than swinging at a low, change up like that. Almost certainly just going to bury it into the ground. And would have been either a double play or the third out anyway. Or the second out anyway. So, leave a couple runners stranded. But we worked the pitch count up a little bit. I thought we had some pretty effective bats there. Just couldn't
Inside, ball one.
Couldn't make the plays when we needed to.
One ball, two strikes.
All right. So now we're starting to rack up some strikeouts. I think I want to say we're like at 6 or 7 right now, which is certainly not bad. Nice little lazy fly ball out to right. Now, Eflin, I think, has pretty decent stamina. Yeah, he has got 80 stamina, so he's a pitcher that shouldn't, as long as he's efficient,
Ball one, no strike.
doesn't allow a lot of base runners on consistently. He should be able to take us to the 7th and 8th innings pretty reliably. It looks like we're going to get out of this one pretty quickly. So 3 hits apiece for both teams. I know we have I think we have a walk or 2 in there. Hey, and we start off with a lead runner here, Harold Castro. One of our bench bats that's in today. He makes it to first on a soft little liner right back towards the pitcher. Okay. Castro does not advance on that pitch. Gets away from the catcher. One of our new additions, Harrison Bader. Like to see him earn that money. That's a good way to do it. Shoots a shot down the first base line. He's going to hold up at first. Castro should be at third, and he is. So we got runners on the corners. Nobody out.
Now batting, shortstop, Ezekiel.
And we're closing in on getting to the top of the lineup. Definitely in a position here to get at least one run. I know the season is young, but hitting 500 with runners in scoring position is a real good way to start. That, I think, is going to be a sacrifice fly. I did not choose to send the runner, and the third base coach does not. So that's actually going to be just not quite deep enough. Good pitch to take a rip at, though, for sure. Of course, now with one out, we do have to worry about the double play. That could end the inning. So looking for something that we can drive, something that we can elevate. Just barely made contact with that knuckle curve. A little early on it, 1-2. Strikeout here would be really bad. Oh, the third base coach does send the runner, and Castro barely squeaks by the catcher, but that is a run on the board. Game is tied, and we still have a runner on. A little two-out rally would make me pretty happy. We're just late on that, and that was way foul. You got to think that would be a little bit closer to fair, but I guess not. Check swing. We didn't go. Yeah, he did not go. Not even close. Really working the pitch count this inning on Zach Allen. 3-1 here. We get 2 on with a big bat of Nolan Jones coming up next. Feel pretty optimistic about that. Take a rip at that changeup. We're all over it, but can't time it up. And it's foul, and then, wow, we get fooled hard on that curve. Tough way to go out, but we do strike. We do even it back up. And that was a long inning for Zach Allen.
The batter, number 14.
That might be one of the worst calls you're ever going to see in MLB The Show. I hate to get strikeouts like that, but
Ball one. Counts 1-0.
That's the game. That was a big miss by the umpire there.
Out.
We're lucky it goes in our favor, but I would much rather get a strikeout with an actual strike. But that leads to a real quick 1-2-3 inning. Arizona unable to do anything there. They definitely got robbed out of one of their bats, but bring in robot umps. I don't know what to tell you. So Zach Allen, 71st pitch there. Nolan Jones a little bit early on it. Not a bad pitch to swing at. We got good timing. We just really need to raise his vision level. And Ryan McMahon sends this one the opposite field. Out to the wall. That's going to be a double for him. Okay. Not really working the counts much this time. Very quickly down to our last out here. There we go. I mean, Gallen's been working on the black. He's pitched a pretty good game. We've been fooled a couple times. And that one's going to get through. I think that one's going to score a run, too. Trejo stands at first. The slide, the play at the plate, and he's out. What a throw to home. That's just good defense from the D-backs. Can't really be too mad at that. I think probably 6, 7 out of 10 times, if you send the runner in that position, it's going to result in a run. We just get a little unlucky there. Uh-oh. Run, Bader, run! Earn your money! Just past the outstretched glove
The catcher, number 9.
of Harrison Bader. And that's a double for Edwin Rios. A rare mislocation from Eflin. And now quickly with runners on the corners and no outs.
Nope.
I still have trust here. Eflin, I think we're just going to be pounding sinkers though. We really need a double play or a strikeout. All right, so there's our first walk. Really close pitch. But now we got ourselves in a jam. And Eflin just cannot find the strike zone on those sinkers. A strikeout would go unbelievably hard right now. All right. I was going to say we'll just take the double play, but we don't even get that. All right. One run across. Still think we got to rely on this sinker. It's probably our most effective pitch, not in the curve, at getting some soft contact. Just really afraid about leaving it up. There we go. Swing and a miss there. Eflin sits down another one. And now he is really close to working out of this jam. Wow. We're just cannot hit. Wow. That one way off. We're just going to send a challenge fastball. There we go. So we get out of the inning, but Arizona does get another one on the board. That was a tough inning for Gallen, but a little unlucky as well. Let's get the back end of our bullpen working. I think we give... Oh, please land. Nice! Harold Castro coming up big today. Soft liner down the first baseline.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
And that's it for Zach Gallen.
Now pitching for
Now we're going to face off against Scott McGow. I like Scott Magoo. We're going to call him Scott Magoo.
Arizona, number 34.
It's nice that they still give us another righty. So we got 4-seam slider, splitter, 2-seamer. Uh-oh. That's high. That's deep. That's caught on the warning track. That's the second one that we've had. There's 6-mile-an-hour wind coming right at us from the left field. And it is really stopping our opportunity at home runs. Yeah, still 6 miles an hour pushing against us. Getting ate up a little bit here. Whiff on the fastball and the slider. So far 0 for 2 today. Looking to come up clutch. Barely made contact there on that splitter. Okay. Worth the count even. And we spit on the splitter. Tovar gets a walk. We just need one hard hit ball. Jonathan Daza, maybe not the best guy to do it with 33 power, but he is a contact machine. He led the team in average last year. I think hit like 330 or something like that. Oh, that's a good one, but it's not going to land. Runner gets a bad jump to throw to third. Not in time. Good pitch to take a rip at. We get a challenge fastball. We don't miss it. But unfortunately, it does not find grass. And I mean, this is a great spot to get a run across. Man on third. And that one's going to find some grass. Elias Diaz hits a shot down the third baseline. He's going for second. The runner from third is at home. The runner from first, Tovar, goes first to home. That is a 2-run double for Elias Diaz. And the Colorado Rockies are winning this game for the first time here in the bottom of the 7th. We can extend it with a Nolan Jones home run. Tried to call the shot there. Magoo has no confidence. He gets 2 weakly hit fastball and sliders. Jones 0-2 in the count. Uh-oh, pass ball. That's going to get Diaz over to third. And now really, really in a position to add another score here. Oh, I just cannot quite time these up. Really close game. But we need our stars to come in clutch. And Nolan Jones whiffs. We might have been late on that. I'm not sure.
Leading off for the Diamondbacks, the designated hitter, Rimo Toppy.
So now we have Veflin out. Closing in on 100 pitches. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think that's enough, though. Wanted to at least give him an opportunity. He allows a first runner on. So we're going to go to the bullpen. We're going to go Tyler Kinley here.
Attention, please. Now pitching for
Our bullpen stresses me out a little bit. We don't have a ton of talent.
number 40, Tyler Kinley.
All right. So they go with the bunt. They get the sacrifice.
0-1's the count. Ball, that's out.
Good Lord. Come on. Oh, God. Jones. Okay. So the runner advances. Jones almost couldn't get that one.
0-1.
Oh, God. That one's pretty high. That one's pretty deep. Oh, my God, at the wall. Harrison Bader, free agent signing. I'm the best GM ever. Takes a shot. Takes the contact to the wall.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Arizona, number 37, Kevin Ginkel.
All right. Now it's time to go to the closer, Justin Lawrence. 2 saves so far this year already. And a 0 ERA. He'll come in and try and shut this one down. McMahon 3 for 3 on the day. How about that? Oh my God, that was a home run ball. We're just a little late on it.
Ball. Hey.
Good pitch there. I don't know why, but that did not look like a fastball.
Ball, that's down.
Kevin Ginkel. Fools us on the circle change. Too early.
0-1's the count.
Good timing. No, just a little early on that slider. I don't even know what we're swinging at there. Come on, Chris Bryant.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Getting fooled a little bit with Ginkel's stuff.
The third baseman, number 13.
Good pitch.
Trejo.
We've seen those called for balls. I don't mind the take, but that's tough. Not our best at bat there. Trejo fights off an inside fastball. That one is going to get gloved.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Rockies.
And now Justin Lawrence in to shut this one down.
Justin Lawrence.
We know the drill. Mostly sinkers and sliders. There we go, 2 outs away.
That's a ball. Ball 2. Ball 3. Rain out.
Oh, that's not good at all.
That's ball 4.
Wow.
Now batting.
He just misses with 4 straight pitches there. And now we're in danger of losing this game. But we will not! Justin Lawrence shuts the door on Arizona. And the Colorado Rockies are going to start the season now 6-0, sweeping the first 2 teams. A 4-game sweep of the Giants and a 2-game sweep of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Very close game. Really happy for the most part with our pitching. Diamondbacks were real close to hit 1 yard, but made it there. Zach Eflin gets player of the game, goes 7 innings, allows 6 hit, but 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, and only 2 earned. That is a solid outing. And we're looking really good. Really, really good. I think that goes without saying. Now 6-0. I said, like I said. So St. Louis will be our next stop. Will be our out-of-division game for this month. And we lose our first 2 games in back-to-back losses to San Francisco. 1-3 and 3-4. Taking a look at our scouting, 46 relief pitchers scouted. That is good. All right, Matthew Takatsu. Big power bat, but decent contact and great defense. Also plays right field. Certainly looks like a quality first baseman. He doesn't change any in ranking after a week of scouting, so I think we can reliably say he is a top 10 pick in the draft. He also wants $5.6 million in signing bonus, which is like half of our signing budget, so that is something to consider. Let's try and look for our next stud. We do need catcher, but I really want to find that guy that I look at and I say, you know, this is our first round pick right here. Edwin White at 18 years old. I mean, this looks like, you know, high contact, good power, good defense. We will give him a look for a week as well. Let's take a look at our recently scouted. Let's see, so 2 of these guys that we discovered were starting pitchers. Neither of them particularly good, it seems. Draft rank is not ranked, so that's obviously less than ideal. Although Bruce Cohen, not sure why he's listed as not ranked. He actually looks pretty good. Maybe just the potential not up there. And And then maybe relief pitcher was the other scouting. Looks like that is the case. All right, so we'll let that go another week or two and continue on to our series. I want to play at St. Louis. We'll get some away games in here as well. Double A injury. Ricky Dudley out for 2 to 3 months. We'll put him on the 60-day. And I also just want to make sure and check these Double A lineups because the game loves to put people in positions that they don't play. We saw that in Triple A where even though we had 2 catchers, neither of them were listed were playing catcher. So really curious about how this Double A squad does because there's a lot of A and B potential guys here on the roster. I think we'll make one change. Our catching situation is not great. That's for sure. I'd like to get this Forrest Stoddard guy in, though. He's got a decent bat. And then maybe, yeah, I'll do Bouchard on center. All right, that's good. How's Zach Veen doing so far? Only 13 at bats, batting 154. Not great. Okay. And so it was a pitcher that went down. Luckily, they just don't play many games in Double A, so I am okay with running a 4-man rotation there. So we won't move anyone up or down. We'll just leave them as is. And after a hot start, we do proceed to lose 5 of our next 2, 4, 6, 7 games. Not ideal. All right, back on track with 2 wins against St. Louis, looking for a potential sweep here. All right, so Edwin White, he fell down in rank by quite a bit, from 16th down to 32nd. However, he still looks incredible. So we might do another week later, but I want to get as many guys scouted as I can, so at least have options, right? It looks like first base class could be very, very good. Like Eddie Gonzalez, he looks pretty good as well. Brian Brandt is probably not a potential with, 80 overall. That is typically bait. But Rafael Morales, almost guaranteed like B potential, good bat, decent defense. And he could be a mid first round pick. But let's keep going. We do need a third baseman as well. Moreno looks good. We also need power, though. We really do need guys that have great power. Rodney Lester might fit that bill. Pretty even across the board in terms of contact and power. Good vision, decent discipline, good defense, and shortstops that can hit are kind of hard to come by. Let's give Rodney Lester a look. We did discover 4 new pitchers again. So let's see if anyone really stands out. Omar Cannon looks like he could be very good. 75 to 98 potential, so likely a B or A potential guy. Great velo, but that's about it. So a few more options here. All right, so I think we'll do another week of looking at relief pitchers and then maybe come back later on. All right, so 12-7 heading into the series against St. Louis. We're only 1 game behind the Dodgers right now. I don't expect that to last. But if our pitching holds up, we have good defense, good contact skills, decent enough power. You never know what can happen. Our pitching, I would say, overperformed last year. So you never know. I would say they're overperforming definitely Zach Eflin and Jordan Montgomery. Under a 2 ERA and a 1 or under whip is absolutely sensational. Jermaine Marquez, 2.67 ERA and a 1.5 whip. Even Peter Lambert for a 71 overall, pitching under a 4 ERA. That's not bad. And he's our 5th guy. So I can take that. Now I do, and with reviewing those, I think we are going to take Adam Duvall. Has a bruised shin, just out for a few days. We'll keep him active. We're going to get our first look in person at Jordan Montgomery. So last time we pitched with Zach Eflin. He got the win in a pretty solid debut. Now we will take a look at Jordan Montgomery. Here in Busch Stadium. All right, Nolan Jones, already regressing. You love to see it. All right, who can we put out in right field? And why is everyone so tired all the time? Can I play Adam Duvall while he's injured? Probably not the smartest idea, though, right? Oh, buddy. Let's see. Who do I put out there? All right, so I definitely don't want him in right field. His defense is abysmal. So it's going to be Chris Bryant in right. And then second, third, or short. Let's do let's leave Tofar in just because he is at least on fire. And then we'll switch this up. Is McMahon? Wow, Tofar already has 6 home runs? Okay. Definitely leaving him in. Okay. So I guess this is the lineup, lefty, righty. Let's switch this up just so we don't have straight all righties. Righty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, righty, switch hit. Okay. All right, we'll rock with that. Jonathan Daza has been slumping lately. Skip. Man, he is slumping. Hit over 300 last year, only hitting just over 200. So a good start to the year. I don't expect us to maintain this this pace of our record, but it's always nice to come up to a hot start.
Leading off the afternoon for Colorado, the left fielder, Jonathan Daza.
All right, so we're facing Jojo Romero. I thought he's all right, I'm confused. He's a reliever. They have him listed as a starter, but he only has 28 stamina. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to get here. Little weird. Little weird. But definitely don't expect Romero to go very deep then. Man, we were way behind on that sinker. And then we go way up top for a changeup. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on here, but Romero not looking sharp, but then again, neither is Jonathan Daza. Have to kind of fight off that fastball up top on the black. So just popping it up.
Batting second, the center fielder, number 4.
Good timing on it.
Harrison
Just didn't quite barrel it. Harrison Bader, I think he saw only batting 152, but like a 450 slug. He's not hitting the ball great, but when he does, it's going places. That went off the glove of the first baseman. Then a great defensive play from the second baseman, flying in, flips it to the pitcher, covering the bag. That's actually a really great defensive play. Okay. So really late there. Okay. Early on a slider. It's kind of all over the place. All right, I guess.
leading up for the Cardinals, the left fielder, Steven Kwan.
Ball one. Ball one, no strike.
Good defense from Toglia there.
He's out.
Montgomery coming the bag. That's a 2-pitch out. Obviously, that's great.
Ball one.
All right. That was neither a ball. Okay. That was both a strike in the zone, and I think he went around.
I got a ball, one strike.
Get the call on the second pitch, however. There's another little dribbler to first. Toglia covers. 2 quick outs there. And then we get a pop-up. Harrison Bader's under it. I think that was like 5 pitches and 3 outs. That was a very efficient inning. Nathan Wood, yo to you, sir. How are you today? Thank you so much for joining the stream. I really appreciate it.
Roger.
How are you doing today?
Counts 1-0.
Oh, You're good. Glad to hear that. You know, Nathan, I'm honestly not doing great this week. Had a tough week. I was really frustrated with the election results, and then uh, just yesterday, actually, I lost a really close cousin of mine to a. He was in training to be a police officer, and he got hit by a drunk driver, and was killed. So just trying to play some games and just trying to stream, just trying to relax, have some fun. Trying to keep my mind distracted, you know. But it's always good to have people join and chat with, so that means a lot for you to be here. Thank you so much. Let's see what Chris Bryant can do here. All right, back up the middle. It's going to be back-to-back singles. 2 on, 1 out.
Batting 7, the shortstop, Ezekiel Toza.
I know that was probably a loaded answer, Nathan, so I apologize if that was a little heavy. We can get back to baseball, though. Are you a baseball fan? I'm assuming so. Oh, that one gets through. 3 singles in a row. Is that one going to send the runner home? We do not. So now we have bases loaded for Michael Toglia. Sorry, you're praying for me. God bless. I appreciate that, Nathan. What's your team? Who's your favorite team? Oh, the little dribbler. They take the runner out at home. Good play by them. Just a little early on that changeup. Let's see what Elias Diaz can do with bases loaded. 2 outs. Oh, that one's not going to get through. And Diaz cannot run it out. So we started off really hot in that inning, back-to-back singles. Probably had a chance to send a runner home, but third base coach is not. And then we can't drive anyone home. Yankees fan. I'm sure you're probably not feeling great about the World Series, but I feel like if you lose to a $1 billion roster, probably can't be too beat up about it. I mean, that is just absolutely stacked team. Obviously, Yankees are known for spending quite a bit of money themselves, or theirselves.
That's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
They were up by 5 and made so many. Yeah, I didn't watch the games. But didn't Judge have an error that kind of sparked the rally?
Ball, that's low. Nope, that's a ball.
He also didn't hit well, right? All right, so we'll take the out at first. Yeah, with bases loaded. Oh God,
The right fielder,
that's never good.
Ball.
I'm sorry that your team did not perform well in the playoffs. It's always disheartening. Run, Harrison Bader, run. There we go. I'm an A's fan myself, so I don't have to worry about the team letting me down in the playoffs because they don't make it very often.
The left fielder, Jonathan Daza.
Ball inside.
Gotta go. So, thank you so much for stopping by, Nathan. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great day too. All right, Jojo Romero is just kind of giving us cookies. Oh my God, that one's not fielded cleanly. Jonathan Daza, run! I feel like we probably should have had a triple there. But we'll take that. Jojo Romero just wants to keep sending us sinkers down the middle. We'll take it. But, you know, last inning.
That's a ball.
Oh, shit. Shoot. I was like, oh, we just got to strike two, but we get the call.
That's outside. Ball 3.
All right, I take a walk as well. Wow. How do we miss that? Just early on it. Yikes. Ugly swing on a slider. Full count here. We're going to send the runner to third. And good choice. Throws offline. Now all we need is a single
Ryan McMahon.
to get the runner home. McMahon, not the best versus lefties, but 63 clutch, I think means his contact rating goes up to 63 instead of the 50 or whatever. Getting some pitches to swing at, but just not making good quality contact. There we go. There's a liner out to left. Ryan McMahon delivers. And the Rockies, here in the third, get a 1-0 lead. And there goes Jojo Romero. For some reason, they had a relief pitcher in. Now they bring in a starter, Dakota Hudson. I'm not sure what that's about, but we start off with a slider right down the middle. Brendan Rodgers flies out to right. Good timing, just not squared up. And this one, will that one fall into no man's land? It does not. All right. Well, we get our run across. We continue to do damage, getting men on the base paths. Got to think if we're going to keep getting some easy pitches to swing at, eventually we're going to have a big inning. Does sometimes make me miss going with timing base hitting over using the PCI, but timing base hitting makes it a little bit more realistic based on the player ratings. So that's what we will do. Oh, that one's going to land in no man's land. Oh my God, Jonathan Daza, what the hell? Takes a terrible angle and then just has some weird animation like he whips going for the ball. So some bad defense there. And we give up a double. Still not sure what Montgomery's like put away pitches. Maybe a fastball. That one flies right past the batter. Take a look here at Busch Stadium. I have sat in these bleachers a few times. All right, Chris Bryant gets us started off here against Dakota Hudson. Get a swing and miss on a sinker just a little bit too late. By a little bit, I mean a lot. He just is throwing sinkers right down the middle. Like almost so shocked I'm not swinging. That one. Fighting to protect on a slider way up and out, but just clipped the top of the zone. Could have very easily been strike 3. So we fight it off. Okay.
That's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
One and 2 count here. And he gets us on the slider. Good timing? No, very early, really? Okay.
Ball, that's outside.
Thought we had timed it up pretty well, but apparently not. I mean, that sinker was absolutely dotted. Maybe we just lay off of that one, I don't know. Really struggling to make solid contact, which is tough because Hudson is not missing right now. First couple batters, he was just throwing cookies. These sinkers really sink. He's got some good break on that sinker. Finally, Michael Toglia lays some wood on that one. Oh, that one's not going to land. Definitely get some good pitches to swing at. I don't mind having these aggressive at bats. We just need to barrel these up.
Got him.
Montgomery has been a busy man. Covering first a lot. Jordan Walker with another hit on the day. I think he's 2 for 2 now.
Nope. Ball 1. Ball 1, no strike.
See if we can work a double play ball.
Strike 2.
Or a strikeout, that works just as well. Nolan Arenado goes down swinging, and now Tyler O'Neill.
0-1.
And he goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts. Jordan Montgomery looking really sharp here in the first 3-4 weeks of season number 2. Jonathan Daza, I don't know how we don't square that one up. Very early, really?
Nope. Outside. One and one.
Man, I'm definitely not reading these, the speed on these sliders.
Now batting, third baseman, Ryan.
Dakota, oh no, just kidding. That was good timing. But Dakota Hudson giving us plenty of good opportunities. Lots of pitches, pretty much right down the middle. That one barely gets past the second baseman. So it'll be a single on the stat line for Ryan McMahon. Continues to have a good season. And there's another one. Brendan Rodgers follows that up with what looks like to be a double. And maybe an RBI. It is not. The runner holds at third.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
I feel like our third base coach doesn't know what to do. Sometimes runners get sent when they probably shouldn't be. And then sometimes, right there, I think we get a run across pretty easily. It won't matter. We get him there. And we send across both runners. Tries to punch Brendan Rodgers.
Now batting.
Coming home. That's a 2 RBI single for Harold Castro. And Chris Bryant follows that up with a single. I mean, Dakota Hudson is just throwing cookies down the middle. We're finally barreling him up. A little 2-out rally going.
Ball 1, no strike.
Ezekiel Tovar having a good season. But unfortunately, is going to end the inning here. We add a couple onto the score. 10 hits already on the day through 5. Only 3 runs, though, to show for it.
Leading off for St. Louis, the right fielder, Colton Cowser.
Nope.
Montgomery only 40 pitches through 4. Has been really efficient.
Cam.
Has a few strikeouts already on the stat line, too. Great snag by McMahon at third and a huge arm.
All one's the count. Oh, 2's the count.
I still don't quite know what the put-out pitch is for Montgomery. It might just be the fastball. See what we do here against Richie Palacios.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Not sure who this character is,
Ball 2. 2-2 the count.
but he's being really patient. Spits on 2 really close fastballs. Let's try and go off speed here. All right. Curveball gets the fly ball. Jonathan Daza under it. That's out number 2.
Oh, and 1.
Now we'll see what Mason Wynn can do.
Ball.
Really close pitch there. I don't think we've thrown a cutter so far today. It's his 5th pitch. Oh. But a cutter in on the hands from the lefty could be pretty effective. Right now, just fouling everything off. If anything, they're being really effective here at running up the pitch count a little bit. righty.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
So another scoreless inning on the stat line for Montgomery.
Number 44.
And now we got Jake Woodford. Sinker, slider, four-seamer, curveball, changeup. First two pitches, lower and outside. And that one, a slider right down the middle. We pull it a little early on it. No. Good timing. Belt high, just can't square it up. Elias Diaz, fly out like, I don't know how we're not hitting home runs. Slider down the middle with good timing. 90 contact. You got to think we're going to barrel that.
1-0.
But that is the joys of timing-based hitting. That one's going to land, though. A little inside out. See Jonathan Daza gets on. He's been really struggling this year after leading the team in hits and average last year. So good to see him getting on. Harrison Bader's going to follow that one up with a single. Just kidding. It's a double. Kind of steals that one. Showing good speed and really aggressive base running. Now Ryan McMahon, 2 for 3 on the day, is going to get the intentional walk. They're going to load the bases for Brendan Rodgers. And Brendan Rodgers will not deliver.
That's an out.
First pitch swing in and just manages to hit a little dribbler. That's how it goes.
Nope. 1-1.
Would like to see us be a little bit more clutch at the plate. We've now seen a couple times bases loaded and just unable to deliver
Ball. Counts 1-0.
in those scenarios.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
But Montgomery's still out here
1 ball.
in the bottom of the
2
6th,
strikes.
putting on a pretty good show today. Closing in on his 69th pitch.
Ground ball.
And looking to get out number 2 of this inning. Gia Urshela at the plate, putting together a pretty good at-bat. Fouling off a number of pitches, keeping himself in it. But goes down swinging there on pitch number 69. Jordan Montgomery.
Number 40, Wilson.
I want to say that's probably his
Perez.
4th, 5th strikeout of the day.
Hey! All ones the count.
We've definitely had some pitches that have missed. So far, nothing like down the heart of the plate. But we're not exactly dotting the corners. But it's been good enough that sinker has gotten lots of soft contact, and the fastball has proven to be a good put-away pitch. Only 3 hits on the day, right? He's having a good day on the mound. We're now going to see our
Your attention, please.
3rd or 4th pitcher now for the Cardinals. Drew Streckenrider, former Oakland Athletic, obviously. Having a decent year. Nothing
Number 19,
crazy.
Drew
4-seam, curveball, changeup.
Streckenrider.
And he starts us off with a curveball right down the middle of the plate. St. Louis pitching today,
Batting, right fielder.
they have just been content to kind of throw it down the middle of the plate and hope for the best.
Ball, that's out.
I mean, we haven't, I think we maybe have 1 walk on the day, maybe. but I mean, they just keep giving us so many hittable pitches. Good curve there. Good timing, just whiffed through it.
Nope, foul ball.
And that one being to the ground, that one's going to be a double play, it looks like. No! Chris Bryant's able to leg that one out. Ian Bayless, great content. Thank you so much, Ian. I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much for joining the stream today. I appreciate you.
Ball one, no strike.
Oh, man. Ian, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That means a lot. New subscriber.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball two.
That's awesome. That really made my day. I've been having a tough week. I was hoping that streaming and playing some games would distract me.
Nope, that's down.
And that definitely made my day. Thank you so much, Ian. We're beating up a little bit on the Cardinals here. I know that it may not look like it, only 3-0, but we're over double digits in hits. They have not really pressed us hitting the ball either. We're here in year 2 of the Colorado Rockies rebuild. Just had our first off season. Made a ton of moves. Didn't necessarily up the overall of the team, but I think we set ourselves up for a lot of success in the future. My favorite MLB team is the Athletics, formerly the Oakland Athletics. Good change up there. Now officially no longer in Oakland. That was, my wife is from the Bay Area, close to Oakland. She's an Oakland A's fan. And so she converted me. Michael Toglia fighting off everything from Streckenrider. Absolutely pitching a gym here at this at-bat.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Chance for back-to-back walks, though, and a chance to load the bases. Just cannot barrel anything. I mean, Michael Toglia, not the best ratings, but having a good year at the plate. Barely makes contact on that one. That should have been ball 4. Mistake swing there. Another foul ball. That was the 10th pitch of this at bat. Oh, damn. We go down looking, fastball on the black. That's a great pitch from Streckenrider. Let's see if the old catcher can come in clutch. That looks pretty good. Oh, he can't glove it. He dove. Good effort. But that's going to be a double for Elias Diaz. We score 1. But then the runner gets thrown out the plate for out number 3. So you just recently started watching baseball this year. Who do you think is the best team in history? What an interesting question. Well, welcome to baseball fandom. Always good to have more people enjoying sports. And baseball's a good one. Who do I think is the best team in history? Are we talking about through all of baseball history, who's been the most the best team over time, or
Up next for the Cardinals,
who do I think has been had the best 1 year in baseball history?
Ball 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Answer both? Okay. Why not indeed? So the best team in MLB history, like single season,
He's out.
Up next for the Cardinals. The center Tyler.
I don't know. I know you had some really good Yankees teams with when they had what they call it, Murderers Row, with like Ruth and Gehrig. I mean, hell, you could probably make an argument for this year's Dodgers team. Maybe not the best statistically, but
Number 55.
I mean they dominated all year. They had $1 billion payroll, and they won the World Series like pretty convincingly.
Leading off for Colorado, the left fielder, Jonathan.
So I think you could probably. I mean, if they keep their payroll and their players where like under contract, I could see the Dodgers winning 2, maybe even 3 in a row.
The center fielder, number 4.
And then
Harrison Bader.
let's see, best team like of all time in history. I think probably. I mean, the Yankees have had so many good years in the franchise. They've had so many World Series wins and appearances. They've had some of the most famous MLB stars in history, some of the greatest MLB players of all time. So I feel like the Yankees have got to be up there. And then, honestly, like, surprisingly enough, the Cardinals. I know that kind of seems maybe a little weird. Maybe I'm just a little biased, since I grew up in Missouri and I was there during their runs with like Mark McGwire and then with Pujols. But that was, 15 years of playoff baseball for the Cardinals. And even now, they're not bad. They're really good at developing players. They're always in it. I don't know. Those are some that come off. I mean, the Oakland A's, they've had some really rough years recently and really bad ownership, but they have, I think they're second in World Series wins with like 5 or 7. So, I don't know. I hope that answered your question. Brendan Rodgers pops this one up. Infield fly. That's out. Number 2. No runners advance. We'll see if Harold Castro having a really excellent day here. 3 for 4. It's pretty rare for a batter to get 4 hits in a game, but we're going to try and do it here. Like to drive in another run or 2. And he's going to do it. 4 for 5 on the day. An RBI to add to it here at this at-bat.
Now batting, the right fielder, Chris Bryant.
He's making a case for himself to be an everyday player. I mean, he's just like a D potential guy. He just happens to be really effective against right-handed pitchers. But looking to work himself in the conversation as an everyday starter. Or at least maybe a specialist of versus righties. Why rebuild the Rockies? I mean, they're an interesting team. They have some young up-and-coming talent. They have some older guys aging out. They have virtually no pitching, so you basically have to rebuild their entire rotation and farm system. So you got some young position players that you can build around, some old ones that you kind of have to look to replace, and then rebuild the pitching. They lost
Leading off
the
for the
second or
Cardinals,
third most games
the right
this year.
field, Colton.
I think they only won like 50 games or 55 games, something like that. So, an interesting team. I did if you just have a lot of time on your hands, I did a Oakland Athletics rebuild before this one. It was, we got to 8 or 9 years deep into the franchise. We won, I think, 3 World Series, 4 World Series in those 8 years. So I think there was like something like 120 hours worth of content on that one rebuild alone. Then if you like football, I'm doing a Madden 25 New York Giants rebuild. We're about to start year 4. And then I've also played Call of Duty ever since 2007, so I put out some Warzone content as well if you're interested in something besides sports games. But the A's rebuild was a lot of fun because it's my favorite team. Kind of the same thing. Some young talent to work with. Not great pitching. Uh-oh. Cardinals may finally have a score here to throw at the plate. Not in time. Stephen Kwan is able to get an RBI. 5-1. Jordan Montgomery finally gives up a run. Out number 3 there. He's going to have a chance to get a complete game.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
Let's go to the bullpen. Let's warm up Justin Lawrence just in case. I think Montgomery has enough stamina, and he's been pitching well enough. I'm not too worried about him not able to finish, and also like he should not have any issues avoiding giving up 5 runs to lose the game. So, but we'll warm up Lawrence just in case. They bring in Giovanni Gallegos. Promptly throws a couple fastballs down the middle of the plate. We're going to reach on base with one of those. Another fastball down the middle of the plate. A little bit on the outside, but belt high. And that is a fly out to right. Now, Jonathan Daza getting on track here. Had a great year last year. Struggling this year, but 3 for 5 today is encouraging. Can we make it 4 for 6? 2 beautiful fastballs right on the black outside of the plate. Good pitches from Gallegos. We don't fall for the bait on the slider. We'll see what we get here. Pitch number 4. A low fastball. Counts even at 2-2. That one really close. And now we've worked ourselves into a full count. Okay. A little late on that fastball. And that one's going to get through. A single for Jonathan Daza. He goes on 4 for 6 on the day. Ian, same question to you, though. Who do you think, you got any opinions on the best team in baseball? So we got 2 on, 2 outs. I think 4 runs is going to be enough to close this one out. But we may have more than that. Absolute rocket to dead center. Ends up getting caught. 19 hits on the day, only 5 runs to show for it. And now Jordan Montgomery with a chance to get the complete game under 100 pitches. I don't know if we'll make it under 100, but Wilson Contreras, really hard hit ball, but Tovera is there at short. And we'll see what we can do here against Jordan Walker. He has been successful and continues to be successful. A double on the day. He's now 3 for 4, I think, with a walk.
Whoa, that's down.
Start pounding some sinkers in here.
1 ball, 1 strike.
As Montgomery is starting to get a little gas.
2 strikes.
So you're a Dodgers fan, and your dad has been one for years. So they're best for you. That's all that matters, man.
That's ball.
Oh, my God. That was a really close pitch. I mean, you got to feel good about where your team's at right now. You got multiple, future Hall of Famers on your squad. A World Series win. And maybe more coming. At least you're, a longtime fan. Your family's been a fan. Not riding the coattails. Very convenient that you started watching it this year and they just won. Yeah. That's all right. It's all right. All right, so pretty dominating performance, even though the score isn't that big. If you watch the game, we pitched very well. We had a lot of hits, just not a lot of runs. Jordan Montgomery wins player of the games with 9 innings, goes the complete game, only allows 6 hits, no walks, and only 1 earned in those 9 and 9 strikeouts. Jonathan Daza gets back on track, 4 for 6 with 2 doubles and 2 runs. Harold Castro, 4 for 5, 3 ribbies. Pretty solid game all around. Never really felt like it was out of our control. All right. Adam Duvall is back. We'll auto-utilize him and then make sure he's in the lineup at the right place. He is, but we need to move him up. He's going to be our number 3. See, Nolan Jones, man. 91 overall, great hitting stats, but just having a really down year. Elias Diaz, same with him. Batting under 200. Rest of the team doing okay, but Harold Castro, deep potential guy, utility player, but vision, contact, and clutch is all really good. He's hitting the ball like a maniac. We'll keep him in the lineup as our DH for now. Toglia, though, 53 at-bats, hitting over 358 with 3 homers, and homers are hard to come by. I think we're going to continue. I mean, Nolan Jones, we just re-signed him to a 4-year deal. and he should be better than what he is. He ended the season pretty good last year. 286 average, 374 on base, and 520 slug. So we're going to give him some more at bats. We're going to continue to see if he can, basically just work his way out of this slump. But if not, I think Intaglia continues to improve, especially as a young guy with a lot of upside. We may have to move to him. Got to check these lefty lineups as well. Yeah. So Adam Duvall is definitely not going to be batting second. Put him at third. Who did we have at second? Should be Harrison Bader, really, versus lefties. Let's put him in for Nolan Jones at right, and Jones will be DH. So Bader versus lefties, then Duvall, make Brendan Rodgers. Yeah, let's go with that. Getting better against lefties is going to have to be a priority for next offseason for sure. But I think we're in a good spot. Okay, so lineups adjusted. We got scouting to do. How are we looking on Rodney Lester? He fell quite a bit, went from 10 down to 45. Much more of a defensive-minded player. That bat does not look as great. He might not be a bad pick if he falls to a late first, second round. Let's go ahead and see if we can find someone else. Ray O'Connor. Looks like he has a decent bat, potentially great defensively. Let's do it. Ray O'Connor we'll take a look at. And then, how's our relief pitching going? We're up to 50% on most of these guys. So let's go over to the East Coast now. Start scouting some of those guys. Continue to discover new prospects as well. Finalize that plan. We'll sim through this week. That is a tough week of baseball. We didn't win a single dang game. Got swept by Milwaukee and lost our first two to Pittsburgh. That puts us at 15 and 13. Still second place in the division. Another round of scouting to do. Ray O'Connor, how about that? Kind of an average bat, but defensively looks honestly exceptional. He could be a candidate for a first round pick. Let's keep going, see who we got. Looking for that knockout first round pick, preferably a position player, because we can find a lot of depth. Pitcher Cecil Morrison. I know he's ranked 44th for us. Tino Lopez, maybe incredible. We'll take a look at him as well. And then we'll sim the rest of this month. some more tough losses. All right. So there is the first full month of baseball here in the second season of the Colorado Rockies. Have I ever played the game mode where you have your own player? I have. It's kind of fun, but to me it just gets really repetitive because you're just playing the same positions and like batting over and over again. It's not bad, but I don't. It's just not nearly as involved as franchise mode, so I kind of lose interest quickly. But I've had some people ask if I would do Road to the Show, so I might do that. But for now, just focused on franchise. All right, so we're a month in. Let's take a look at where we're at. Kind of mediocre with the bats. Last year we had multiple guys hitting at or around 300, and now we're really struggling to hit the ball consistently. But our pitching looks or has looked pretty good. Zach Eflin continues to pitch really well. Only a 3-2 record, but a 2.53 ERA and a just over a 1 WHIP. Jordan Montgomery still on fire, 1.23 ERA and a .91 WHIP. Like that's if his win loss were higher, he would, because in the game really emphasizes how many wins you have over necessarily stats. But those are Cy Young stats right there for sure. Casey Mize, 338 and 129. So our pitching is phenomenal. Even our bullpen, which I was really worried about, is performing really well, with the exception of Luke Jackson here. He's having a real tough time. But Justin Lawrence having a great season so far. 8 saves, 1 blown save, and 1 hold. Tyler Kinley not looking great. But for the most part, the bullpen in our rotation has been amazing. We just are really struggling with some bats. So we'll see how we progress. I'll have to remember to actually save the game this time. Let's see, Ian, outside of sports, what is my favorite series? You mean like TV series? Or I think I'm missing your question a little bit. Oh, TV. Probably Game of Thrones is my favorite TV series. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what you meant by series. Game of Thrones, I've watched all the way through 2 or 3 times. Me and my wife just finished watching Stranger Things all the way through for the second time. I've watched Dexter multiple times. I've watched Ted Lasso all the way through twice. Ted Lasso is really amazing, but all kind of different varieties of shows there, you know. I also used to be a chef, and so there's a lot of cooking shows that I like Chef's Table is one of my favorite series. That one's on Netflix. If you like cooking or interested at all in cooking, that's a pretty phenomenal one. But yeah, I would say those like 4 or 5 are definitely on top. But that'll be it for this stream today. I think I'm going to hop on, play a couple hours of some Warzone after I grab something to eat. And my brother called me, so I need to call him back. But Ian, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for subscribing. I always love chatting with people whenever I hop on. So if you see me live, feel free to stop by and chat me up. Otherwise, thank you so much. If you guys could do me a favor, if you guys want to like this stream, you know, maybe tell your friends. But yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.